Founders generally are very open to canvassing, which is to say, let me canvass my community. Let me go into the grocery store and ask customers, like, why are you buying that product? What is it that you think is interesting about it? There's a lot of different ways that you can gather information. As soon as you start to meet your audience, which is a lot easier when you're in a digital landscape, right? Because you're capturing emails and you have their email address, and there are easier ways to connect with them. You can also do that through social media. The point I'm making is that startup companies do an excellent job of creating a sense of community and dialogue versus a monologue. This is something that everybody's moving towards. We hear community, community, community all the time. And it's mainly because the products that everybody's so crazy about, when they come in and they say, I want to be Apple, I want to be Starbucks, I want to be Nike. In large part, they're saying that because it's a really successful company. One of the reasons it's a really successful company is that people love that brand and they will seek out that brand and they will want to be part of that brand because they feel like that brand listens to them. So one of the things that I would say is go out and canvas who your potential customer could be. If you were in the same story as the women from Lola and they created a product that they didn't see in the marketplace that they wanted to buy, they started to find other like-minded people. If you are in a similar category, it's really starting to find out who in your network thinks as you do, and then expanding that network based on that dialogue. So asking questions, asking opinions. We've talked to startups and we've had them mock up product extensions that they're considering. So for example, you want to extend from tampons and pads with Lola and you want to go into things like skincare. Understanding if your audience is going to buy that product from you is really smart. So they do an excellent job, as do other companies, of canvassing, even before they launch a product, what's the interest level in this? I've also seen it recently with a brand called Italic, which ironically is essentially a white label that works with luxury manufacturers without a brand name. But they do a fantastic job because they have premium goods and they want to know what do our customers want in addition to that. So they serve up those questions and surveys. When customers feel heard, they want to be participatory. And I think that's one of the things that startups can do really successfully. I think this also comes down to a healthy amount of listening to your gut and a healthy amount of listening to your audience. Because if you think about it, it's great that you believe in it. It's great you have your opinions. If they don't translate to an audience, then you don't have a successful business. So we do have to listen to our audience, whoever that is. And so finding out who is the right audience that aligns with where you want to take the product and what you want to do with it and how you want it to be seen is really important. But you have to make sure, and this is just simple business modeling, that there's enough of a demand for your product that it is going to be successful and it is going to continue to grow. And ideally, if it's something you want, you can expand that product offering. My one watch out here is do not create a leading question. Don't send the survey out to prove your hypothesis. In other words, don't frame the questions and that you drive them to a particular answer. Try and keep it as neutral as possible. The most important thing with sending out these surveys is that most of these platforms allow you to put qualifying questions at the top. Those are going to be really important to understand. If you are an audience, say Lola, which is almost entirely for women, there's probably the odd case where they might have a male or another person shop for this particular product. But it's safe to say that when they send out a survey, the qualifying question is, you are a woman between X and X of reproductive cycle. That's a great place to start. Another really inexpensive option, if it's something that, again, you're bootstrapping, you're trying to do this on your own, use social media. And it doesn't have to be paid social media. You can put forward Instagram questions, just engage your audience and start to get an idea of what it is that they're responding to. Understanding how much they respond to any particular question is going to give you a sense of how valuable or interesting it is to them. And then the answer is just the bonus on top of that.